So right now I'm just posting on Facebook saying, hey, I'm streaming on Twitch, and then I'm going to post the YouTube link after I finish this stream and then upload it. So just bear with me for a second while I'm typing this message up in my Facebook group. Facebook group is F5, capital F5, space West Virginia. If you're interested, follow. I believe the group is public, so if you're interested, just jump in, and you can learn with other people who are interested in learning both networking and Python. So almost finished with this. Okay. So let's get started. Alright, so if you go to the first thing I want to talk about is the actual program itself. I'm using a program called Sublime Text. Sublime Text Editor is a Python programming compiler. There are YouTube videos on how to set that up and things like that. So I'm not going to talk about actually installing the program or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about actually doing coding. So the first thing you're going to do is save this as a Python program. So to do that, whenever you save, you want to, here we go. I'm on a Mac, so it might look a little different. I'm going to rename the stream to Python Chapter 1. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of different folders, so I'm going to just, Chapter 1 is where I'm going to put it, and I'm going to call it print.py. So whenever you, whenever you create a Python file, it has to have the last extension of .py, and that tells the program that I'm running that it's a Python file. So whenever I type in words, it'll automatically highlight certain things and things like that. So it works as a Python program. So I'm running Python 3.7. So first thing you're going to do in basically any programming language is you're going to type a program called Hello World. And the beginning way to do that is you want to type print, and this tells the computer you want to print whatever you're about to type. You'll put a parentheses, and anything inside this parentheses, if you put a single quote or double quotes, it will print it if you run the program. So first thing we're going to do is traditional hello world. So whenever I do that, I can run the program by hitting Command B on Mac, and as you see down here, it says hello world. So we ran our first program in about 30 seconds. So pretty easy to do. Obviously, this isn't really the greatest program. This isn't going to make you $1 million or whatever, but this is just how you get started, is learning how to print. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over what's called a variable. So you can print basically anything in here. So hello world, my name is Zach. So whenever I run this program, it automatically puts it. So one thing you might notice is, let's say you got quotation marks and you want to actually put a quote. So let's say we put Albert Einstein said something crazy smart one time. No idea what, I'm not a Einstein fan. I don't really know too much about him, honestly. But anyway, something crazy smart one time, probably did. So as you can see, this highlighted in a different color. This highlighted in white. So whenever I run the program, it's actually going to give me an error because it's not expecting there to be quotes in here. So the way to get around that is, if you have a quote, you either need to use single quotes on the outside and double quotes on the inside, or double quotes on the outside and single quotes on the inside. So if I do single quotes now, and I type in quotation marks, then you can see that it's now all in yellow. So that means it's going to run this time. So it says Albert Einstein said something crazy smart one time. So now we actually have it popped up on here. I actually just put Albert. So Albert Einstein is the guy who was known for, theory of relativity, and Albert Einstein is known for saying something crazy smart one time. So we've just put the T there, corrects it. Other things you can do is, let's say you want to collect someone's information, right? Let's say you want to put someone's first name, so first underscore name equals, and then quotation marks. I think it's quotation marks. Let me check. See, I'm learning myself, so I don't want to tell you guys the wrong information. So, if I can find the damn page. Oh, yep, it's just quotes. So you can use single or double quotes. I'll just put double quotes. First name, we'll put Zach, and last name, we'll put Pell. So, as you can see here, I did not put a space in between first and name. And that's because whenever you're writing variables, you don't want to accidentally, or the Python won't read a space here. It'll think it's two different things, but we want it to be known as one variable first name and another variable known as last name. So we've got two variables here, first and last name. So if we type print and then you type the variable name, first name, it'll print my name. If you type print again, you can type last name and it'll print my last name. So if you want to, this is how you can assign variables and then tell a program or a function to actually print out a certain variable. So that's how you would type out a first name and last name. But let's say you want to actually print out a message, say something like hello first name. So obviously we don't want to type first name here. You want to have something to actually reach back and grab that variable. So the first thing you would do is, it's called format is what Python uses. So if you're using Python 2.7 or anything below 3.6, this won't work on your computer. You have to have 3.7 installed. So, but in 3.0 and above, you would type F for format at the beginning, and then hello, and then whenever you type these curly brackets, you want to, is it curly brackets? I think it's curly brackets. First name. I'll just put an exclamation point because they're really happy to see me. So if we do hello first name with these curly brackets and print it, see it says Zach Pell because we still have the print and first name there, and then it says hello Zach because it filled in my name into the variable spot here. So these curly brackets are using in conjunction with F. So we can actually do hello first name, comma, or we can just put my last name in here as well. So hello last name, and with these two curly brackets we see hello Zach Pell. So that's all cool and all, but what if we want it to be uppercase? What if we want my name to be capitalized? Because I'm an important person, so I deserve to be capitalized. So what you want to do to capitalize the first letter of a word, you put dot inside the curly brackets, and then you want title, and then parentheses. So this is a function that tells format to, on your first name, we're going to titleize it, I guess you could say. So that will put my first name with a capital letter at the beginning of it, and title at the end. We'll put my last name with a capital letter. So now you can see, hello, Zach Pell, capitalized. So now I'm very important. I got my first name, I got my last name capitalized. It's all good. One more thing you can do with the print function is, let's say, we're going to do it again, F. We're going to put, let's say we want to combine these two, right? I'm going to say full name equals, and let me make sure. I'm just going straight through the book, and because I did this about a week ago, went through chapters 1 through 7. So it's been a minute since I've done the boring printing stuff. You get to do some cooler stuff later. So if we type full name, yep, that's what I thought. If you type You still want F, and you're gonna put it in quotes. So we want first underscore name, or sorry, like, still gotta get your little curly brackets. Don't forget the curly brackets, very important. First name, space, last name. So, as you can see, sometimes whenever you type up stuff, it'll pop up things at the bottom. If you hit tab, it'll automatically type out whatever you were looking at. So, right here, if you look at first name, last name, it automatically, it made this full name is now both of these put together with a space in between them. So instead of typing out all this, we have to put my name and all that together. If we just do two curly brackets and do full underscore name, and then let me get rid of that, it'll print my name. Hey, but we want to title it again. Make sure it could be important, get my name. So as you can see in the title, it titleized both the first and last name because it automatically knows if there's two, it titles the first letter of both words if there's a space in between them. So that's just an easy way. First, quick lesson on looking how to print and using variables and things like that. So another thing we can look at is, let's say you're really mad at me, right? And you want to print my name in all caps and scream at me. So, what is wrong with you? So if we're screaming at someone, you want to use the format function again. You'll use full name, but this time we'll type upper with these parentheses. So what this is going to do is make everything in caps. So Zach Pell, what's wrong with you? So it's screaming at me now. So upper is the way you can do that. And the reason they have these upper and lower functions is because with usernames, let's say someone's username, for example, mine on Twitch is just Zach West Virginia. Let's say if I had capital J, capital Z, capital W, capital V, but we still didn't want someone else with a username such as just Zach West Virginia, all lowercase. Let's say we only want one or the other. So the way they would store usernames is they would do, we'll just take a look at this, for example. We'll change the variables up here to Zach, and then we'll change this one to Pell. So whenever we print, if we take out the title and we take out the upper, it's just gonna, what did I do? Oh, see, I got some errors there. So see, you can sell here, it prints out my first name in all caps, the second name with just the first letter capitalized. And that's because these are stored just the way they are in these variables. But in the username, for example, let's say you want to make sure that everyone's name is lowercase, so it compares. So whenever you're making a list of usernames, it lowercases everything and then compares it to everything in the list. So that way, if you have two names that are one's upper, one's lower, it still won't let you use it because the common underlying name is already been lowercased, and we know, okay, there's no duplicate names. So if we do, say, full name dot lower, because you're whispering, you know, and then say your name is lowercase now. Is it cased? Is that even a word? Lowercase now? Your name is lowercase now. And if you build the program, you can see that Zach Pell is now all lowercase. So that's just the different ways on how you can manipulate data using the print function and the upper, lower, and title. So today I just wanted to do a quick video on showing different styles of what you can do with print. So if you're interested, I highly recommend downloading Python. I would use Sublime text editor. It's pretty good. I like the way it's formatted, and you can use a dark mode so it's not bright and blinding you and all that. So thanks for watching, and I will be making more videos in the future.